Hello everybody. So today try to wait a second to make sound. So yesterday I have request to make video about how to learn drawing in perspective, and I was confused little for at the beginning, and kind of don't understand question. So yeah, if I got it right, question is about how to learn perspective kind of if effectively, just how to organize it so you will be kind of manage process and make sure you kind of learning right. Yeah, so okay, let's try to think about it. Okay, so here I will cut video, maybe I will cut stream to this place. No, it's kind of let's do beginning again.
Board.
So how to learn perspective, how to organize your learning process. So first of all, again, I want to emphasize it's important to separate your creative process from let's say like this, from learning process, because it's totally different mindset, totally different goals. Like when you create, when you make artwork, or you just kind of having fun and stuff, your goal, your focus is on finishing work. So whole idea is create work with a certain quality. You're thinking about result. So let's say making artwork, right? So it's result. Forget how to write. Okay, result and process. So it's kind of sound like a paradox, but here is this result and process, kind of yin yang. So it's important to have better, clearer idea. You have what you want to make, more precisely you define what you want to make, what is your final result, what kind of quality, characteristics and stuff, right? So it's also, we can see is artists who have style, very special style. This example of artist who is very precise with the quality of his final work is he deliberately develops this kind of certain look, certain design. Hello, Ben. So, and in same time, you start from defining what you want, and also it's necessary, it's crucial to enjoy process, and just make sure it's you having a good time, kind of it's something you really enjoy to do, and it's not mean easy. Again, it's very important also. It doesn't mean it's easy and fun like playing computer game or eat sugar, you know, or drink beer, watch movie. No, it's not this kind of fun. It's fun. It's like a challenge. So it's like something. Sometimes it's like kind of easy, like you feel like you nail it, and sometimes it feels impossible. You're nervous and you're like on your limit, kind of, right? So, but you're like so much dedicated and focus on it. You feel like you're using yourself on 100%, you know. It's kind of like this joy, this interest in the work. It's important because this will make you concentrate on the work without kind of thoughts on the back of your head, like you're not distracted with anything else. You just really dive in the process. So this kind of important. And also don't think about it like you need to be perfect with this from beginning. You can develop it. It's just important to have it in mind, like developing skills like how to draw in perspective and else, like have control, hand control and stuff. Same with defining your quality, like what kind of work you want to make. You also can practice and be better at it. It's like time management, planning, right? So it's like you improve in being more precise. And actually, you know, it's this kind of most important parameter, I will say, like in a creative work. Like we can say like what is a good work, when is like talented genius work, when there is a clarity. So it means like everything in your work for a reason, everything stands for something, everything means something, and more than that, it's not just mean something, it mean like many things. It means like you start to put like many meanings in one thing, you know. So you start creating layers of contexts. You start to working with like layers of information and create this sophisticated network, kind of, right? So what might see for average people or amateur may seem like a random thing, for professional, all deliberate, all kind of being established, kind of purposefully. Major aligned or something. Okay, yeah, and when I read your comment, we'll talk about this. So this kind of creative part, right? So you're thinking about quality of work, or quality of your kind of art piece. Learning, its main focus, it's kind of like a training, right? Training. And here also, I really recommend, like, you can watch some Jake Parker videos. He's like, can say, is like based in this stuff, like he's just talking classic stuff. So I don't know where he find it, but he say about hard and soft skill. So in art, in learning art, so like hard skill, it will be like theory, and soft skill, it's a practice. So you find books, you find material, you find theory, and so to understand this theory, you need to practice, right? So paradox here, kind of like you cannot understand theory without trying it. Like you will never understand perspective from reading and watching other people, you know. You need to read and try it, and then how much you try, how much you practice will define how much you understand theory. So, and this kind of like, it's almost impossible to explain unless you understand it from your experience, because it's kind of, is this kind of example when words, it's like we're using same words, but for me they have one meaning, for a student they have other meaning. so it's literally what I mean, or literally what I say. Like when you first time read book, first time you look theory, right? Or you watch like my tutorial or something about perspective, and there is like talking about this, like axis, like vanishing points and stuff, like how to draw box, and you think like, yeah, I understand. I'm smart. I'm at least like kind of, I'm smart enough to understand language and images, right? So I understand, right? So kind of like I know, right? But when you start to draw, you kind of start to confuse. It's like your perspective like this, but I don't know, box kind of look like this, something. You see like, why something wrong? I don't know, I'm losing something, right? So like teacher don't tell me something, it's the teacher fault. He don't explain some important secrets or nuances he should to know, and he don't tell me that, so I cannot use perspective, or I need to look more tutorials, you know. So what problem here? Why when you start to practice, it looks like what it was when you copy just, let's say, picture from book, and you read this, you copy from book, and so like, okay, I can draw same box and same perspective, but then I cannot use it as a skill. It's not there yet, right? Because theory is like kind of like a language, or like it's kind of giving you certain logic, right? Way of thinking, way of looking at stuff, way to analyze a visual image, let's say, right? So, and to really understand these principles, to really understand this logic, you need to start to use it in different cases. It's like imagine like okay, I'll try to go here. So here we talk, let's say, about different levels, right? So here is the very beginning, like let's say some very beginning artist here. And here, let's say, like Kim Jong-gi, Scott Robertson, Masamune Shiro, Katsuhiro Otomo. So they know theory and they can use it. And you know what is the difference between, let's say, this stage, right? Like you say, you're here, maybe, right? What is difference between this stage and this stage? In let's say like 80% difference kind of what make him be Kim Jong-gi and make him be Katsuhiro Otomo, Masamu Nishiro. It's being like and kind of nimble, being flexible, being like smart, like having ability to think very fast, think, not draw, process information, process visual information very fast, much faster than this guy. So, and using same theory. So perspective theory, like basic, let's say basic theory, right? Theory. Here and here, it's kind of same. It's really same theory. You know, like there is no some special one like secret vanishing point. There's not like 4D or 5D. They all both draw in 3D, right? So there is like same like curvilinear perspective, 3-point perspective, 5-point perspective. It's just these guys, they been using these principles in many different scenario. So start from drawing boxes in perspective, then go into drawing like 100 boxes in one picture with different perspective, rotating boxes, cutting boxes. It's like same principles again and again, but you look, what if I will little change it this way? What if I will try it in a little different case? How it will work if I like, let's say, 1-point perspective, right? Just first example, like so here is a box, right? And they're like, oh, same perspective, right? But what if I will make horizon line like this? So, and let's say I will draw like box little here on the left, and what if vanishing point I will put little here. So it's kind of same components, but different scene, right? So I was like, oh, magic. Same component, same. I have vanishing point, horizon line. You draw square. From these 4 points, you draw lines direct to vanishing point. Same doing here. You find this second side, also just a square, kind of, right? And then you have this like intersection, and it's like, oh, it's like same steps, same components, same principles, same theory, just change one parameter, angle of horizon line, and let's say two parameters, right? So, and move box a little on the left and make vanishing point little on the right. So, and there is a lot of ways how it can be done. So let's say like we have in the language, right? We have characters, like you have, I mean, like 20 something characters in English, and there is a limited amount of words. So let's say how many is like for writing poetry, like I think 10,000 words is enough, right? So let's say like it can be like 1,000 people with 10,000 word vocabulary, but one people, they use this vocabulary to make like to write reports for a manager, like to prepare some like presentations for a company and stuff like this, right? And other person, he using this 10,000 words to write poetry, to write some kind of like my weird researches, like nobody understand, but he trying to like kind of explain something like he find very special, and he tried to use in the same 10,000 words, but finding like absolutely unusual way to use them, you know, to kind of, you will discover like with same 10,000 words there's so much more things came out from them. Same here. So first again, like first was this, right? You understand, divide it. When you create, you can make perspective wrong. You don't need to have perfect perspective. It's not necessary. It's just matter of quality. Like if you want your result to be like certain level realistic, then you need to learn perspective. But it's only a matter of improvement. It's not goal number one. So before you know perspective well, still you need to draw, because it's essential. Just draw whatever you can. Maybe you can compensate lack of perspective using some reference, 3D programs, whatever, you know. Just remember, like, you should always draw something for creative purpose, because without this your learning will lost you will lose motivation for learning. It will lose kind of stimulus, kind of, right? You need some this connection to real world, to real case. When you say you want to draw some like awesome, I don't know, Spider-Man jumping, turning around, and you feel like you need better perspectives, then you can really jazz, you know, like, and the only lack of perspective make your works like little stiffer than you want. You have like less you know, you have much less effective tools, kind of like without perspective. You can see it comparing to your favorite artist, right? So you go and like special time you learn. And then second thing is like what you learn. First you learn basics, so, or essentials, basics. So I have videos about this, like all perspective types. This is this kind of name for a video. So basics, essentials, let's say, right? And you can find all this everywhere, especially start from like 1 point perspective to 5 point perspective. It's everywhere. Like little more when you finish with this 1 and 5 point perspective, learn fish eye, which is like little different from 5 point perspective. Here I also have videos talking about this. Before I also don't know, because it's like a little more broad topic. So if fish 5 point perspective, it's kind of a fish eye version of 1 point perspective. Then if we're talking about fish eye, there is more variations, and it's something like it's like a 3-point perspective with a curvilinear distorted space. And in this fisheye perspective, like I was explaining, we have these cases when horizon line is curved. So it can be curved this way, or it can be curved that way. So point here with essentials. Why I call them essentials? Because you can learn them kind of, you can learn them like, I don't know, in 1 month, really, like maybe in 2 months. It doesn't mean like you will be perfect at them, but at least you can, like I say, like you can have this first grasp of all this theory. Then second step will be it's to train and practice. So, and this training practice is like you need to just kind of like implement this knowledge. You just need to use these concepts and start from very simple stuff and gradually go to more and more complex stuff. Because this 5-point and fisheye perspective, it's kind of easy. It's really beginner level if you will just draw box in it. So let's say let's do quick example here with like basics, essentials, right? So 1-point perspective. 1-point perspectives have horizon line, we have vanishing point, we have box somewhere not far from vanishing point, we have cube, right? So it can be little like above horizon line, below horizon line, or it can be like overlapping here. So this is 1-point perspective, just box. So this will be like your beginning, like very beginning, right? So here you practice using this like very first idea about just connecting points, like control, like hand control. So it's like, oh, from here I want to draw a line to here. It's like, oh, from here I want to draw a line to here. Like, oh, and then you like ingrain these main elements like horizon line, box, what have like front side, and then we have back side, right? So this kind of elements, you keep repeating them until it will be like obvious for you, like 2 + 2 is 4, or it's like left hand on the left, right hand on the right, you know, kind of this. So then 2-point perspective, right, like 2-point perspective. So now we have 2 points, same idea. And then 3-point perspective. So you know you have 3 points. And you still kind of like on this, it's very easy to remember, but you still need to do it like 100 times, really. You know, you can like find like different cases how to and just like I say, like little move, box here, box there, draw this 3-point perspective above horizon line, below horizon line. No, and I have videos about this, so not talking here because it will take hours and just, you know, amount of words I need to say. So I do very quickly. So it's still box, just box, right? So 3-point perspective, let's say jump immediately to 5-point perspective. And 5-point perspective, yeah, it's just a little more components. But if you're like 20-year plus, I think it will be easy for you to remember all this. Just repeat every day until it's really easy to remember. You need for this like 30 minutes, really, you know. It's just important do it like every day or at least every week, because if you will do it only once, you will forget. So need to do like couple different days to recall it stuff, right? So then we go, let's say 5-point perspective. Like there is cross, there is circle, so it's kind of like it's like pizza, 4 equal pieces here, right? Then in a 5-point perspective is this cross intersect with a circle, make 4 points, and this point here, it's vanishing point Z in the center. So then you create this stuff. Again, I have like very detailed explanation in my tutorials. I just give you quick here. So it's like, and here, so same, you just draw a box, which is just connecting dots. You're still connecting dots. Here is just some lines became curvilinear. Right, so then let's say from 5 point we go to let's say this, like I say a fish eye, so this will be like similar to something like kind of like 3-point. And if you will jump from 1 point to fish eye, yeah, it will be too complicated because you just got introduction to it, but it's more smooth after you already practice some time with a 5-point perspective. So in this perspective, its horizon line is curved. Then we have this line for vertical lines and have vanishing points here, vanishing point Y, and this will be vanishing point Z. So then you do this kind of curvilinear perspective grid and this kind of curvilinear perspective grid. And this and this here, you have third set of lines. So it might look like hard only at first time, kind of, when you just kind of put some effort on it, and you will get it, especially with my videos. Like I say, I have these videos about fisheye. Explain it very clearly. You just need to draw it 100 times. Just draw it again and again until it's like your hand do it naturally. Like I can do it like this because I literally draw it more than 100 times. More than 100 times. It's not magic here. It's just at first it's always like little like stiff, and you like feel unconfident, right? But like I say, if you're 20 plus, this will be easy for you. Really, don't think about this like something difficult. Nothing difficult. It's just lines on the paper, right? So, and same here. Now we have same like set of lines for a box, and they all curvilinear. So it's just a box. It's not a human. It's not animal. Nothing. It's just a box. So just say like, oh, connecting points here to here, from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. It just looks like kind of impressive, right? But technically it's very simple process, very simple thing. This is kind of a trick. This is what I say. It's like essentials in perspective. They're all simple. You don't need to be genius to understand all these principles. So same like we have like two basic two structures you need to remember here. It's like when we in a fisheye, it's like when horizon line is curved like this, kind of curved up, right? It's because camera look down, so we can see this vanishing point below you. It's called nadir. And when camera look up, horizon line is curved this way, and we see zenith, this y vanishing point above, on top of us. And same here will be this z vanishing point. Then just draw box, nothing fancy. Don't need to draw like Lamborghini or I don't know, like Miss Universe in perspective. Just box. So this, you, like I say, it might take you should do it like start with this one, like 1 point, do a couple drawings, make sure you can control your hand, and I was like, oh, okay, I can draw straight lines, nice, good. Then you go together, practice it, make like 100 drawings of this. It will take a week if you're very busy working or something, right? Well, you can do 100 drawings still. It's like in a train, you're waiting your hamburger in McDonald's. It's just take some piece of paper and draw again and again this perspective. It's really like you need like 1 minute for this. You don't need like meditation for it, you don't need music, you don't need anything. Just take some piece of paper with you, you can draw the stuff. You really need repeat it, draw about 100 times, right? So you will more confident with connecting points. Then you do 100 times boxes in a 5-point perspective, and then after that you watch my tutorial about how to draw fisheye perspective with these horizon lines. Like it calls like I will rename this video. I will call it like how to draw fisheye perspective with curved horizon lines. So you will easily find that video. So and there is like very clear explain all this. It might take you like maybe first time like will be hard to, you will very slowly repeat, follow my video, draw, right? Then after my video you repeat it a couple times to draw this, just draw this pattern itself, just repeat this sequence like horizon line, y vanishing point, going down, z vanishing point, then you draw this, then you draw this, just you need to repeat this sequence. Zero thinking, like I don't know, you don't need to think in something here, you don't need to like imagination, you don't need to like anything. It's just mechanical repetition kind of, right? Like it will require you to think, kind of to focus first couple times, but then it's just, you really need to do it like almost mindlessly, just repeat. Like when we in a school, remember, like children practices writing characters. So it's like we have like, no, this I, because I was studying Russia, so we have, let's say they give me this study book and let's say like draw this character 100 times, right? So, and I need to like repeat again and again. So same they do in China like this. It's kind of like calligraphy class, kind of, let's say, right? Same with perspective grids, with this kind of elements in a perspective. You just need this physically repeat again and again. So process itself should become like very automatic and natural for you. So it's like you wake up in the night, you jump with a parachute, any kind of case, you can remember, you can draw it without like any effort, without like flinch. You just sit and you can draw all these perspective grids. You know, so this is like, they say, is a in this sense is like same like a training in any other discipline, like ballet dance, boxing, jiu-jitsu, I don't know, like any kind of discipline where you take theory and then you repeat. You know, if you want, you can find some school for it, so there will be coach who will every day tell you, oh, you need to draw, and he will stay near you and look how you draw again and again. Or you can do it for free. Like, do you want to pay somebody just to watch you doing something you can do yourself? This is kind of my point here, right? So this is kind of our choice. It's your choice. Or you do it yourself, just repeat again and again the stuff, or you go somewhere and you will repeat same stuff there because somebody stay and looking at you, like controlling you, kind of, you know, because like say I go to gym, kind of like a boxing or something, right? So there I need to rope jumping, and it's easier, yeah, when there is other people rope jumping, where is coach looking at you, and like, and also I pay money, and if I don't pay money, no, because I pay money, I need to jump. Otherwise, like, I feel like double stupid. So, like, I pay money and I'm lazy now to jump, so why I pay for if I don't use this opportunity to train, kind of, right? But you don't need it. You don't need somebody watching you, telling you to do this. You don't need to find workshop to repeat you 100 times. So instead of watching 100 tutorials telling you same stuff again and again, you better just repeat 100 times. You know, you use same time, same time you spend for watching different videos. They tell you nothing new, nothing special. It's just use this time to repeat drawing. It's really give you everything you need. So, and this in total, let's say it will take you 1 month. Really, like, just realistically, like, if you're like super busy person, you work 5 days in a week, still you can find time to draw, to repeat drawing boxes in this, all this type of perspective, which is like 3-point, 5-point fisheye perspective. With this fisheye, it already will give you strong foundation to draw like super dynamic, crazy views, you know, like manga, anime and stuff. So this, like I say, basics, essential. Just really like 1 month. If you will draw just boxes, right? We don't talking about drawing cars or stuff, just some boxes, like say. So let's talking about how to learn perspective. Yeah, one way I recommend you, because like most essentials in perspective, it's this basic grammar, vocabulary, let's say, right? You need to remember sequence, all elements, and you need to practice your hand kind of to draw all these lines to connect points, right? And for this, just drawing these grids and drawing boxes, it's enough at this stage, just to kind of create this firm idea of perspective in your head. So when you do this, then you go to learning how to use it as a way of thinking. So now you need to use these elements to analyze different cases. So like this time you start to fill in this gap, right? So gaining this experience of implementation basic principles in a specific cases. So let's say let's say implementation specific, right? That's it. So what I'm talking about, it's like I talking in all these videos about these essentials. Here I just give you a quick example, right? But you better watch my videos on these basics. And there I talking about all this. I talking about like core element is 3-axis, right? Because it's 3D, so it's 3 dimensions is y, z, and x. So because from these 3 dimensions you can create box, because box is a set of vertical lines, set of horizontal lines, and set of these lines showing depths, right? It's also set of these surfaces, set of these surfaces. So it's like 3 set of lines, 3 set of surfaces, and you can draw like, let's say, same surface many times. You can draw, let's say, this y axis many times, right? You can draw x axis many times, and like I show you here, you can break down every form into this axis or planes. So this is kind of like you start to think in a 3D, you start to think in a perspective terms. So you kind of like taking this language kind of principles and apply them to your analysis, kind of your observation of anything. So there's like drawing car, for example. So let's say car. Just so you kind of like, you staying on the street and you look, oh, there's some kind of car, right? So, and you can analyze it. You can say like, so it's like this side. It's like this X surface in a box. So it's like if you look on a box and there is like X axis and there is this X plane standing to this X surface, then you can say like, oh, I can also see there is X axis on this car, right? So you start to kind of like a Robocop or Terminator, you start to like filter. It's like a filter of data. You say like you exclude all this noise, all this like how's this word? Let me remember this word. I'll drink some coffee for unrelevant, kind of not relevant data, right? And you find only relevant data for you. What is relevant data is this axis and planes. So, and this process, this like analysis, right? This analysis, it's a skill on itself. It's a skill on its own. It at first you were very slow and kind of not smart with it, and more you use it, more you try it, more you improve in it. So like I say, then you go from this stage when it's kind of like theory, but you don't have brain, like you cannot think with perspective, right? Your analysis is very bad. You cannot implement perspective principles into visual images. So it's like you look at face and you cannot turn it into 3D form because you just don't train your analysis enough. So let's say here's some kind of like just and let's say let's try to make like a cool example, but it's not so easy. So so I can, let's say, like turn it into, I can see kind of form in it, let's say, right? Break it into planes, and the more I practice, or more sophisticated or more clever I can do it. Because like I say, it's like with the poetry, like you use the same words like every people use, but whole trick is about having this kind of smart like idea of how to use them smart, how to make them like being like strategic, tactical with this. So let's say here's like I see it's like a ball. And stuff like this, you know. Then I can like and etc. Right. So easiest and most fundamental, most important. It's start with the boxes, because it's really everything then you will need to do is to see things as a kind of like box inside box, or box in which you box that get certain alterations. So it's like you have idea of perfect box in your mind, but instead of drawing it perfect, you distort it, you make some kind of alterations in its form, right? So it's kind of also this thing what I'm talking about. And this is kind of like artistic intellect, which you learn from a specific usage. And then here is like, what do I mean by that, right? What exactly is it? What kind of process is it? Specific usage is like looking how in each specific case apply these fundamental essential principles. For example, like I have all these tutorials about this. It's like how to draw a motorcycle in perspective, right? For example, or like how to draw car in perspective. Here you go for like Scott Robertson, right? How to draw book. Like he is like best, most just best kind of teacher in it, in how to draw vehicles, like complete kind of guide, right? But you can watch also my tutorials. Yeah, haha, that's honest advertisement. Because I give you like more kind of like more artistic and flexible approach, which is actually like most of comic book artists using. So then let's say like how to draw environments, like city environment, right? How to draw city using this perspective, because there is like certain scenes, type of scenes, is like rooftop view or warm view, crossroad, like you just looking in the front of a street. There's like uphill, downhill. So like each of this scenario is kind of like a case of a specific application of perspective. So what you learn there, what is important, like I say, important is you not just learn how to draw specific picture. You practice how to apply the fundamental knowledge, and you see example of how you can use these fundamental principles to interpret certain visual information, right? So more you doing this kind of stuff, like you can do it like from example from other artists like me, like watching my tutorials. So it's actually like, oh, when you have these essentials, now you go learn how to draw car in perspective. Now you want to learn how to draw city view in perspective. And this, how I use these fundamentals to draw this particular city view, right? And then also it can be specific usage, maybe like different in another way. Different is like you draw from a reference, like let's say ref, you draw from real life, right? Or you draw from imagination. Same, you can look for examples how other artists working, applying perspective principles to this specific usage, like how they applying, how they draw in perspective something from reference, from photograph, right? Because you will see, oh, what this artist showing me? He show me how he takes some picture and he start to break this down. He start to filter it. Like I tell you here, right? Like you start to filter, you say like, oh, this, so many details. Like more than 80%. There's like 95% is irrelevant information. All this like tones, all these random lines, all these random surfaces, so many information irrelevant. All I need to do as artist, it's to find this XYZ and find for myself which kind of perspective I want to apply for this case, for this reference. And then you will see like, oh, so he kind of like decoding. He decoded this photo image or drawing. If he study, let's say, other artists, right? You look other artists and you're decoding it. You see what happened with XYZ and what kind of type of perspective is you can apply for this kind of view. And then you draw it, kind of, right? So same with the life. You look around and I say like, yeah, you can do any kind of perspective to draw stuff around you. Like right now I sit, I can draw my surrounding and myself right now in a 1 point, 3 point, 5 point fisheye perspective. I can draw my space in like 360 perspective. It will more depend on my choice of perspective principles. So I say like, okay, of course I will need to use XYZ, but then I also can narrow down my goal. I say like, okay, I will use this kind of perspective, right? So my horizon line will be low in the picture plane. I will see like a lot of roof, and so now I start to think like, how can I exclude all this irrelevant information from my surrounding and include relevant, all this necessary information, which I will convert into XYZ and compose within my picture plane. So, like I say, you as a beginner, you look for examples if you don't have teacher, because if you have teacher will kind of like hold your hand kind of and walk together, show you how to do it, right? Because you need this kind of example of specific usage. Or in my case, like this, what I do on this channel, I talking about basics. I already did all these tutorials about basic perspective types. There is like playlist perspective basics, and then I keep doing like examples of a specific application. So trick here is you can do it yourself. If you know essentials, then you can just sit. It's like a puzzle. Like you look what kind of specific case you want, and you try to figure out it yourself, how to apply these basic principles to draw this specific case. you can do it yourself, and it's like you will train your brain, you will practice this analysis and filter kind of, right? Let's say I put this word filter also, filter. Like this exclusion of irrelevant information. Or to help yourself, like I say, which is like will help you to do it faster. It's really helpful in the beginning. Look for examples from other people. Look somebody who already can do it. And in my case, I can do a lot of stuff from this. I can do a lot of specific application, and I can explain it. Some artists, they cannot. Like most of artists, they can't explain it because it's not easy. It requires some effort to explain how it works, right? So, and I like to explain stuff, so you can find some videos about this. And there is a lot. Like I try to do every possible specific stuff, like how to draw bicycle in perspective, how to draw vehicles, airplane. I will do some like how to draw helicopter, how to draw combat gear, you know, like some like special forces equipment for dudes, how to draw firearms. It will be everything, like, because if you comic book artist, you need to know how to draw everything basically. So, and it's of course impossible to learn everything, but I will in my channel, like comic book artist or illustrator can go to my channel and look for specific case, like how to draw specific thing. Так, yeah, so let's say here I put here, say first step basics, right? And like if listen my advice, my recommendation, spend, it will take 1 month, really, just if you will do it regularly. It doesn't mean like you draw 10 pictures in 1 month. No, you should draw about 1000 pictures, like at least like 300 pictures, according to my recommendation, of this main perspective types. Just boxes. So this is my recommendation, like how in 1 month you can learn and really practice to remember basics of perspective, with including fish eye. Including fish eye is really like give you very good skill. And then to get to pro level, to master level, there is all this specific usage, which is also require like this repetition of 100 or better like couple 100 times. So let's say like how to draw city view, how to draw vehicles, how to draw let's say people, how to draw in perspective. So you see, it's like it's just like dun in perspective. How in perspective. And etc. Let's say etc. C or S? C, yeah. Так. So kind of that's it. So this really nothing secret. There is no secret. There is no life hacks. No any special tricks. Main, let's say, life hack and trick here is to understand what I'm talking to you, because this is really very good simplification and useful explanation of this structure. So it's showing you that all the stuff in essence, it's a very simple like idea. All this idea of how it works, how to learn it, all this is very simple. Only hard part here it's to be in doing like regular routine, like treat it as a training, right? Which is like most of people, they will like give up and they will like lazy about it. They will find any way to procrastinate on this stuff. And like your quality of training, this what will define your progress. If you're lazy and procrastinate on a training, on this like repetition, you will like prolong your improvement. If you will be more organized, disciplined, and treat it as like daily routine, like I say, like it's just take some like nasty piece of paper and you go somewhere and just like okay, I have like 5 minutes, I need to recall how there's like so this horizon line like this is go like that, then okay, this here is the vanishing point, there's a y vanishing point, and like you kind of practicing like building this neural network in your brain. It's a muscle memory and also it's a neuron network in your head. And then it's like, so here what I forget, so this is horizon line, so there is also axis x, so it should be go like this. How much time it take for me? Like couple seconds, right? So you can do it like, don't do it while you're driving car. Do it somewhere like where it's safe, like when you're waiting your hamburger in a line, when you're waiting like your driver license in you just pass exam in a driver school and you sit, everybody boring look phone, but you sit and doing some practice, and then you say like, I still have some space here, I can do some experiment. Let's experiment. So like, what if I will tilt this y-axis and then this like horizon line will be like this. Interesting. So same kind of stuff. So it's like here will be z vanishing point, there y vanishing point, there again it will go like this again. It's like, whoa, but this way just same, exactly same stuff, only little tilting whole construction on the paper, and now I have like super dynamic perspective for super dynamic composition, kind of, right? Like this kind of dude. Say like, hey, like standing here, he's like, drop your weapon. And it's like, don't shoot. It's like, and here's some like flying car, just no, and one more here. So like, now I try like how I will draw it if I draw this way. So and you will do a lot mistakes. That's why you need repetition, because this repetition will you will find like you're making something wrong. It's like, why I cannot do it properly, I'm missing some step. So you go, you rewatch tutorial, and you see like, I will miss this step. So next time you will be like more slow. Try, and you will like, after you watch tutorial, you watch my tutorial, and I say like, okay, I better repeat it before I forget like every step, every element, and you just like, I need to do this, I need to do this, and again I need to do this, I need to do this, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Just okay, I think I remember. After 3 hours you double check like, I need to check, do I still remember all sequence or not, like, okay, yeah, still remember. Then you check yourself tomorrow, like, can I remember all elements, how they connected, how they work, blah blah blah. So these basics will take you months. Now it will be not mystery for you anymore. You will know how to draw these boxes in perspective, and then you go watch tutorials or this like specific cases, like how to draw vehicles and stuff, because this where you start to practice thinking filter, deduct irrelevant information, and building your experience, became an artist who, like, more you practice these principles, more you practice this analysis, more you capable to invent your own approach, to be on your own when you don't need to watch tutorials anymore. Now when you practice how to draw motorcycle, car, city in a perspective, you can draw spaceship in perspective just by yourself, because you see it's not much different from motorcycle or airplane. It's just some kind of 3D form in a space, right? You can draw yourself like a submarine in perspective. You don't need to even look for tutorials. Now you have this skill built on this practice from learning specific appliance of perspective. Now you have the skill how to draw submarine. You can break it down yourself. You look at submarine and say like, I find some reference. So let's say there is some kind of this kind of thing. Like, I'm not sure what's construction of submarine. And then I say like, I need to break it down into planes. And let's say here will be like more like a boxy plane. So there's like, where is perspective grid if I want it to be in space. So you are applying this like a filter, like a logic, like a language to anything you want to draw. So then you say, okay, some kind of this, maybe there's surface on it, and there, I don't know, like a wing will be my kind of it's like so, and when you will get this from practice, you will get this ability to break down anything in perspective. Then you're here, you're Masamune Shiro, you're Kim Jong-gi, and you're Katsuhiro Otomo. Okay, so I hope it's clear. Write me your feedback if there are any questions, any more nuances. So, like I always say, every questions I receive right now, they all came from lack of practice. This thing, so it's like lack of practice doing stuff you already know. It's not like you don't know what to do. You already know what to do. You already learned this. You just need to do it more. And when you will do it more, like you will have more experience of using this stuff, you will find most of the answers you need. It's like this experience will give you so much stuff that these answers will never, these questions will never appear. Most of questions usually I receive, they appear from lack of this practice. They just, they're like kind of like a lamp on a cockpit, like a kind of this, like a signal, like okay, this guy he's just not practiced enough. And it's not like he don't know secret or he don't know what to do. He just don't practice enough. This kind of case. So same with like if you ask me like how to draw ellipse or sphere in perspective or round shape in perspective, okay, my answer will be my tutorial. It's already on my YouTube. If you go for specific skills, for specific usage of perspective grids, you go look my YouTube, and maybe you will find there is a video already about topic you're interested in, like about specific case. Or if there is no video that you need, write for me, ask what do you want, and I will make tutorial. So sometimes I will really do tutorials. I'm interested on feedback. And of course, also don't embarrass to ask any question. It's okay. I just like giving you honest reply. I telling you like so often questions they based on your own of procrastination kind of. Hello, Konstantinos. So that's why here we'll have this.
Madness. This is
Jane Bond Art.